Now, the topic of today is about innovation in logistics and supply chain. We live in a very special world these days. It's a global world. We source preferably as far away as possible, from China till whatever. Needs to be managed. We reallocate our production sites. We move them around in the world to the places where we think are the cheapest or the best placed. We centralize our stocks. We install European distribution centers, and so on and so on. So we centralize our stocks, and on top of that, we like to outsource. So these are a couple of things that are happening these days, and that makes the world complex. And what we do today is manage this complexity. And I always tend to say, we manage the complexity that we created ourselves. Because you can ask yourself, do we have to source in China or in the Middle East or whatever? Can't we source closer to home? Do we need to centralize our stocks? Or do we build warehouses closer to our customers? And so on and so on. But that is the picture of today, complexity. Second, visibility. That is another key word. Visibility today is key. You cannot manage what you cannot see, right? And yes, we do it all. We scan, we follow, we trace trucks, planes, ships throughout the universe. If we send a parcel by TNT or DPD, whatever, we can follow our parcel, our container to the minute. Where is it, in which harbor, loaded, unloaded, and so on and so on. Visibility. Communication, I call it, this is even key square. Communication is the middle name. We have to communicate. We have to measure, but we have to communicate. And we communicate enormously with the whole world. We have friends all over the world. Facebook, we have all hundreds and hundreds of Facebook friends, right? A couple of months ago, there was a program on the television, in Belgium, of course, and there was this test. The guy was sending out a message, a Facebook message to his friends, by saying, oh, listen, I'm stuck here in the middle of nowhere. It's raining like hell. My car broke down. Can somebody come and help me? How many people showed up, do you think? Friends? Zero. I got a lot of likes. And so this is what we do today. We think we communicate. Again, this morning in the airport, everybody is communicating. We are not talking to each other anymore. We are communicating. Ladies, days of romance are over. When we go for a one-to-one lunch, this is what we do. Right? A family happening, a family gathering. This is communication these days. Last but not least, the speed of change. The speed of change compared to what we have known 50, 100 years ago is enormously. I have a small video on that. Oh, sorry. This is the Formula One pit stop in Indianapolis in the 1950s.
But Holland comes in for a pit stop. Time to refuel and change tires. Lou Moore himself changes the tires. Only 4 crew members, including the driver, are allowed to work on the car. It's a tense time. Holland stays in his seat, anxious to get away. Let's watch.
A little drink. A little kiss. windshield, we take our time. Huh? Now this seems eternity to us. Now guess how many seconds this takes. Seems hours. You will hear how many seconds this whole procedure...
The tires are changed at last. A crewman polishes the windshield as Holland moves away just 67 seconds after he stopped.
67 seconds. No 2 minutes. Now, here, Melbourne, 2013. There are, of course, many more people to help, but we will see how many seconds it takes. This is the speed of change on which we live in. You can also, because I have another one, there's also another way of doing this. Is an in-between. It's not so slow as in Indianapolis, but no, just publicity. No. Okay. So, speed of change. And if you look at history, all the facts, all the things that changed our lives, and you will see, I'll give you some examples, how many years are in between innovations in the old days, last century. First, pickup truck in 1925, not 100 years ago. So we think that trucks are there for centuries. It's not true. It's not 90 years ago, the first pickup truck came on board, together with the wooden pallet, second biggest invention. First time that you could move products on a pallet and not have to load and unload again. 1925. Second biggest invention. 25 years later. Guess? Container. In the 50s. 25 years later. Biggest invention, changed the world forever. You know, containers, they are neatly stacked, or you can throw them on a pile. It's, yeah, you have different choices on how to stack containers. Now, together with containers came, of course, the first container ships. Small ships could take a couple of hundred of containers. Today, we built these huge ships that can take up to 18,000 20-feet containers.